So, untested tech. You see it all the time on places like Gumtree, Facebook Marketplace. Any sort of marketplace, you'll find some level of tech that is claiming to be untested. Something like this AMD motherboard I bought. But how trustworthy is it? Should you be buying untested tech? Or is it people that are just selling old junk that doesn't work and trying to get a better deal for it? Well, I've in fact bought a whole bucket of untested tech. And I want to figure out how much is working, how much isn't, how much it's worth, is it a good deal overall, and is it worth the risk? Disclaimer, all of this I bought from one guy. This was a bulk lot of untested tech, which will taint the results a little bit, but it'll still be a fun test. But I will first take you through what I actually got. Of course, there's the AMD motherboard. What else is in there? So, this is the lot. There is, for some reason, a security camera, which is still in box. Not really PC stuff, but okay. But here's the main bits of the lot. We've got an Asus ROG. It's an RX 570, 4GB with a broken fan. If it runs, the broken fan should actually be fine. A motherboard, LGA 1150, pretty basic motherboard. A really big 1650 watt power supply with a weird connector on the end I had to buy a cable for just for this, which I'm hoping works. But this one admittedly is the only one that the guy said probably doesn't instead of untested, but oh well. I've also got a USB to Wi-Fi card here, an AM4 AMD cooler that has been painted gold. A few little paint errors there, but overall it looks pretty nice actually. I like it a fair bit. Spare cables, of course, for the power supply. This doesn't feel like a motherboard, even though it's a motherboard box. Oh, okay. 2 wireless cards, doesn't look like there's an antenna. A 140mm AIO, a Cool Master. I can hear it splushing just a little bit. A Liam Lee strimmer cable, which is actually kind of pretty. The 3 8-pins. Instead of SATA speakers, funnily enough. Oh, damn it. There is a power cable already in here. I went and bought another power cable for that power supply. Ooh. A water block for custom looping. 500GB hard drive. Ooh, an old Razer Death Adder. An oldie. I didn't actually realize how much was in this box. Blue Yeti. Another graphics card. MSI this time. An R9 380. Some like random stuff in there. A funky looking Asus antenna. Manual for our AMD motherboard. And an AM4 backplate. Oh, IO shield for our AMD motherboard. The AMD motherboard did actually have a box, which is also another very good sign. But he asked to use it for other things, which I was fine with. A bright yellow SATA cable. What looks to be some sort of laptop charger, maybe? An Acer mouse. An IO shield for motherboard I don't think I have. And another DVD drive. God damn, I got so many of those. And an Acer monitor down here. I got all of that for 150 Aussie dollars. I'll have some conversions on screen. That sounds pretty cheap, but, well, as I said, it's untested. For all I know, none of it could work. But I'm going into this with optimism. And so I'm going to start with the bigger things and make my way down. Okay, first on the chopping block is this AMD motherboard and the cooler. I've got both of them thrown on with a Ryzen 3 1200 under there. And quite literally a brand new set of Corsair Vengeance RAM on there, 16 gigs. A 1050, because it's what I had on hand and I know is working. Hooked up to a power supply that I know works. I don't have like an SSD or anything, I'm just trying to see if I can get into BIOS. So if I flick this on, then I get my screwdriver, it spins to life. But do we get a visual output? Come on. It doesn't give me an output, and I've got some lights here. I'll see if I can figure them out. One for each RAM stick. Interesting. So I'm getting no visuals from it, but there is a good sign. I stuck a speaker buzzer into it, and if I just reset this really quickly, that's 3 long buzzers, which according to the manual online is a RAM issue. So what I'm going to have to do is switch out the RAM and only put one in. We might either have dead RAM or a dead slot. Okay, so far every orientation has created the same issue, except for this one, which started for a second, then stopped again. So if I hit the... Now the 2 power pins are doing nothing. Turn off the power supply. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Turn it back on. If we switch the RAM, we get nothing. Oh, that slot finally gave us something. And all it gave us was more issues. So I'm thinking maybe the compatibility of the RAM is off, because I doubt that Corsair sent me a brand new kit where both sticks had failed. We might just have a dead motherboard. So after some further testing, there are 2 options here. Number 1, this brand new set of Corsair memory has 2 both dead sticks that have been sent, and I would need an entire another memory set, which I don't have another spare set of DDR4 on me, sadly. Or option 2, this motherboard's just dead. sadly. I'm not going to throw away the motherboard, but I'm gonna work under the assumption of option 2, which sucks, but oh well. We know that the AMD cooler is running, so that's a good thing. And so, since it's able to run fans, clearly, the next thing I want to test is this AIO on this while it's here. So if I stop this, I am now plugging this 3-pin header for the AIO into the computer. This AIO, without even testing temps, certain is running, just by even feeling it. You can feel the water in the pipes, you can feel the pump running. This AIO is good. I'm positive of that. So as of so far, the motherboard seems like it's bad, the CPU cooler here, good, and this AIO is good. Those are all the assumptions we're working off at the moment. Even without putting it on the CPU, you can feel the pump running by just lifting it. Now for this other older Intel motherboard, sadly, I don't really have a way to test it. While I do have the right RAM for it and a power supply, I just don't have a compatible CPU at the moment that's just lying around or on hand. And so I'm just going to ignore that one for now. Next, I'm going to test both of the Wi-Fi cards, both TP-Links, a reputable brand, as well as the Asus ROG RX 574GB. I'm going to chuck them all on my test bench, see if I get a general output, and I can do a stress test with it, and see if I get Wi-Fi. I've got my card in there. I know it's not top slot, but I'm having issues with the top slot. So if I now boot up, we get lights for a second. No fan spinach. A little bit alarming. Oh, it would help if I plugged in the HDMI. I am not getting visuals. Trying my other motherboard slot. I don't think I'm going to get anything. Fans aren't spinning. I'm not getting anything at the moment. That's another part that doesn't work. But let's go try the other graphics card. Next graphics card is now locked and loaded in. We get MSI. The Dragon doesn't turn off. That's a good sign. We like Dragon. Dragon be good. Come on, Dragon. Give us something. Yeah, let's go, Dragon. Now let's hope it boots into Windows. You know what? I'm going to get it into Windows and then run a stress test. Yep, the GPU's on. Has drivers. Seems like it's working. But just to be safe, I'm going to run 3D Mark. Also, our Wi-Fi card is working, as well as our antenna extender. The antennas didn't come from the box, and our streamer cable worked. Okay, so the test is run, and look, it's not a thrilling score. It's not an amazing score, but it's not bad either. That's better than a 1050, which a lot of people use. So look, not an amazing card, but pretty good one, and it's working. So can't complain. The streamer's also working. I've checked every cable. So as you know, power supply is notorious for being dangerous, spit and smoke. So what I've done is I've got this one ready, plugged it into my tester. I think it's already on. That's not meant to be on yet. Okay, so that was very interesting. Basically, it was putting out the right voltages. According to this, which is only a basic tester, so it might not be right, this was putting out all the right voltages. I'd like to clarify, this is the only thing I was told was broken and the motherboard killer. But I also took out a few of the cable extensions, so I'm wondering if maybe one of them was the culprit. But either way, I've got this cable here because this goes into a standard plug, but annoyingly, the end of this weird cable doesn't actually go into a standard plug, but I've got it plugged into this. I know we've already established this motherboard isn't working, but I figure we might be able to see what happens to it. The motherboard's spinning up. Once again, it's not going to show an output because, you know, the RAM issue we had earlier, but it hasn't tripped a breaker or anything, and the power supply seems like it's running it. Now, admittedly, if it has problem with high wattages, I just don't have any spare parts high enough to get to 1,650 watts. My daily driver, which is my most powerful machine, has a 650 watt power supply. I couldn't full throttle it if I tried, so I can't test that, so that might be an issue. But it means we can at least get a baseline of if it works. But I've got a 24 pin, an 8 pin, and a PCI pin, all on a working test bench. It seems like it's getting power, but I want to see if I can power it on. It spins to life. Do we get a visual? Oh my god, we get a visual. Okay, well that's cool. As far as I'm aware, this 1,650 watt power supply is perfectly fine. It might have an issue with a higher wattage. Apart from that, as far as I'm aware, it's fine. I reckon whatever made the guy think that it wasn't working was probably not the power supply, and it just thought it was the power supply. So I think we just got a 1,650 watt power supply. Next, I want to test this hard drive. It's 500 gigs, and well, hard drives are notorious for failure. If something's going to fail in your PC, 99% of the time it's going to be the hard drive, because of how sensitive they are to even just things like vibrations. So I'm going to chuck it into a hard drive dock and see if I can get it on my computer. Hard drive's in the dock, and it almost immediately appears. Now, hard drives are difficult to get secondhand, because of things like spinning age, how old it is, it could die pretty soon anyway. But I'm going to count this one as a success, because it just appeared pretty much instantly. As far as I'm aware, that's a working 500 gigs hard drive. Next, I've got this original Razer Death Adder, which it's definitely got some cable damage. You can feel it there. It's almost like it's had a fire near the top of it. I think more likely its outer coiled cable has just come off. That's another thing that's working, both the side buttons, every button. This is it's got some damage on the cable, but it's a fully working original Razer Death Adder. As for our Blue Yeti mic here, I've plugged it in, but that one's not even getting a signal on Windows. The Blue Yeti seems like it's dead. The speakers that we got seem to definitely work. They've got an audio cable and a USB for the RGB, but oh yeah, they definitely work. This USB Wi-Fi card is working, so is this one here, and the disk drive is working. We're on a roll. We've got a lot of working stuff all of a sudden. Oh, and that includes the orange SATA cable too. And then this basic Acer mouse is also running. This one's a lot more basic than the Razer one, but it's a mouse. There's a few things I can't check, like this notebook charger. This EK water block, I also don't have any custom loop just lying around that I can chuck it into. Though visibly it looks fine, I don't see any damage. It doesn't look like a bad water block either. It's got all the screws and everything it needs, and the plate. This one I can't test, I'm going to assume is working, because, well, it looks fine, and it doesn't have any electronic components inside of it. I also got, as I said, this anti-static bag full of random stuff. This one's just got like random mounting plates, an RGB strip. It does look like it's addressable, which is nice, using 4-pin RGB. A few bracket, and just some mounting hardware and screws, so nothing major. But I think that's everything that I got in the bulk lot. So let's go through what's working and how much it's worth. Okay, starting to go through things. I will have prices of what I could find. I'll have prices of the cheapest I could find for the closest similar product, secondhand on both Gumtree and Facebook Marketplace. In all of Australia, all we gotta do is beat a total of $150 AUD. All these prices are in AUD. This is the Silverstone 1650 watt power supply. It's got all the modular cables, the box, and all the cables there. DVD drive, two SATA cables, 500 gigabyte hard drive, original Razer Death Adder mouse, an old Acer office mouse, so just any office mouse, an R9 380 4GB, not at all a bad card, 2 PCIe 1X Wi-Fi cards, a USB Wi-Fi card, an EK water block, a basic set of speakers, a good old antenna extender, a Lee & strimmer cable, a custom painted AM4 cooler, not the motherboard didn't work. Ah yes, the DVI VGA monitor, that one did work. I've lost the footage of me filming it, but that one did work. It was just pretty scratched up on the screen. Unless I'm forgetting anything, I think that's everything. And so untested tech, so we made a bit of a profit off this one. You shouldn't always go for untested tech. The fact is it's not always going to be the same. I bought this lot off of a guy I'd already bought from before, and all of this was bought off of one guy. Inevitably, not everyone's going to be the same, not everyone's going to be trustworthy. So untested tech, you've got to be careful with. If you've got some knowledge and you reckon you can fix it, and the guy seems trustworthy, I reckon, in my opinion, it's worth a shot. But you should always be careful. The fact is, not everyone's going to have that same amount of luck. And it's so easy for people to just get broken tech and list it as untested. But this one went well. And there was a few things I couldn't test that might have been working, so it went very well, I'd argue. Also get to know the seller beforehand, see if they're trustworthy a little bit. But thank you for watching the video, I really appreciate it. I'm a small channel, so if you would subscribe, that would help out a ton. And if you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like and comment some untested tech you've bought and did it pay off? I really hope you enjoyed the video. If you want to see another one, make sure to click one of the ones on screen now. And, well, bye-bye.